Okay, another organ in the human body, again, this is a pig organ, but they are very similar to our body, and so I'm using these for demonstration purposes. But the spleen is an organ that almost all vertebrates have. Almost every animal has a spleen. It has lymph nodes that are attached to it, very similar to the ones that you have in your neck or in other places in your body. Of course, you have different lymph nodes in different places. And the spleen's job is to filter blood. And that means it helps fight off infection. It's a good inhibitor of infection. It soaks that infection up, so hopefully you are not sick as long as you would be if you didn't have a spleen. Its main role, as I said, is to filter blood, but what it does is the red blood cells and the immune system make it sort of a brownish color, but it cleans out those red blood cells. And it has platelets, gets rid of those old blood platelets, and restores the new blood platelets or the red blood platelets, and that's sort of what its job is. Actually, this doesn't have much blood in it now, but it will hold about a cup of blood in it, and so it processes all of those blood cells or those platelets and makes sure that your blood platelets are fresh every time, cleans out those old ones. It in your body is in the left upper quadrant of your abdomen. It's between your 9th and 11th rib. It lays sort of this way between your 9th and 11th rib. It's, as I said, brown in color, but it's in that lower or upper left quadrant of your body. If you suffer some kind of trauma, sometimes if people have car accidents, maybe the steering wheel hits your body about that spot and it causes some kind of trauma to the spleen, and it can rupture the spleen. And obviously when that spleen ruptures because it's holding that blood, that causes problems and it requires medical attention. Sometimes the spleen has to be removed. You can live without a spleen, but it does reduce the ability of you to filter toxins and to fight off as much infection, so it makes you more susceptible to medical problems. But you can live without one. Medical problems that go with the spleen, I'm sure you probably heard of people with enlarged spleens. If you have mononucleosis, your liver or your spleen gets enlarged. That's what causes some of the problems with mononucleosis. Mono, that people call it. As I said, you can have a ruptured spleen, which causes many problems. Also, you can have sickle cell, which is a form of anemia, and that's caused by problems with the spleen as well. So the spleen is an interesting part of our anatomy, another part of the human body.